Morning, folks. I just was sitting in meditation and had a really kind of amazing thought come through. And it was actually, now that I think about it, it was actually something that came up last night as I was lying in bed. I just was just lying, I woke up early in the morning and hadn't gotten up yet. I was sort of in that half dream state, and what came through was a message. I was very affirming about this business that I'm starting, because it was basically, I was seeing that this way of teaching piano, this program that I'm starting, is something that I wish I had or been able to sign up for, been able to benefit from when I was younger, when I was in an earlier period of my own development. And oh, look at that. We're getting some Annalise commentary this morning. Sometimes when she wakes up, her stuffed animals talk to each other for a little while. This was just very affirming to see, because it's kind of like that old, I feel like it's an old axiom of business that like your market is the thing that you wish you had but nobody's selling. You know, I've met and talked with several people who started businesses based on exactly that principle. Like, they wish they needed something for their business, and they wished they had it, couldn't find it, nobody made it, nobody was selling it, and so they created it, and that became their business. And so, you know, that may or may not be what's happening here, but on some level it is what's happening here, because it's kind of like, this is an approach to the instrument that I've always felt was possible. It's the approach I've always taken and wanted to take and felt like was at the essence of what I'm doing with music. And yet it's rarely taught that way. It's very rarely approached that way. There's so much in it. People, you know, kind of like on the spiritual side, spiritual teachers talk about music or even piano. I know Joe Dispenza has a video on piano that I've been unable to find, but I know he talks a lot about how piano is this amazing tool for learning to reprogram your mind. But I don't see it much in the actual musical pedagogy side of things. I'm going to turn this off because the battery's dying. So anyway, that kind of came through for me. And the thing that also struck me about all this was that, and this is totally, I had not even thought of it bizarrely until recently, is that this idea of taking piano music and conveying it as a spiritual teaching or as a spiritual practice is really an incredible blend of influences from both my father and from my mother. And I would not have, I can't believe it took me so long to notice that, because on some level I would have thought that would be obvious. It is obvious. But on another level, you know, I've been doing this, I've had this approach for so long, or I've had these ideas for so long, that one of two things has happened. Either they've become unified within me from so many years of holding them together, that now they're kind of one thing and they feel like one impulse. You know, the blend of influences now has become combined. Or I came into this life with a certain mission and a certain gift to give, and I chose parents who would help me nurture that and cultivate that and be able to develop those ideas and ultimately create something out of them. So that's my morning ruminations, folks. It was really kind of amazing to feel this stuff coming through, like out of sleep. I wasn't consciously thinking these thoughts; they were just bubbling up from my subconscious or from beyond the mind. Um, but when I woke up and started meditating, it was like, whoa, this is kind of an amazing thing to recognize. So, anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I love that you're in my life. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye bye.